This is lesson 7 of the 32 movement Tai Chi Chuan sitting form. From our previous move, 右野马分钟, we were leaning forward and turning your hip. Your lower hand, that's your right hand, just above the rib, just below your rib height, and your left hand at the shoulder height of your left shoulder. Sit up. Now, 手揮琵琶, lift the glute, sit up straight, and your front hand is the left. So, after many lessons of the sitting form, you notice that there are 2 ways that you do 手揮琵琶. Is either your right hand in the front or your left hand in the front. Okay, either this or this. So in this move, number 25, your left hand in the front. So let's do 右玉女传说. The fair lady works as shuttle, right hand. So again, this is the same as your 野马分钟, or the wild horse separates the mane. You lowering your left hand, turn your wrist, so your thumb points forward and your fingers pointing to the right, and then turn your hip and close your body to you closing your left shoulder to your right palm and lean forward. So until this point, it's the same as the 野马分钟 or the wild horse separation mane. And then close to your front right. So here's the difference. In 野马分钟, you're closing your wrist. Okay, and in 玉女传说, you're closing like this. Okay, so instead of like this, your wrists close together, it's more like a 手揮琵琶 hand. Okay, and then you turn your hip, so you are not turning your hand, you're turning your hip. Okay, in the Tai Chi Chuan movement, we always turn the hip, turning the hip joint. Okay, so when you look at it in your first person angle, you're looking at your palm, which is in front of you or at the height of your throat, and then when you turn, it remains here, so your upper body is not moved at all. I mean, in relative to if you put a camera here, then you see it's not moving. So all you do is I try to simulate this. So you are doing this and then doing that. Okay, I don't have a turning chair in here, so I try to do it like this. So here I'm sitting at 45 degrees angle, and so this is my 45 degrees front right. So as I turn my hip, okay, so now my hip or my legs is now at 45 degrees that way, or I should call it so my body has turned from my front right to my front left. Okay, so this is what you should be doing in the Tai Chi Chuan when I say turn the hip. So I hope you can understand it. Okay, and then sit up straight, remaining you're facing your front left, and then turn your hip again to your front right, and then lean again. Lean to your front right, and then you turn. So when it goes to the middle, you're turning your wrist and push. Okay, so all on the right side. So you're lowering your hand, turn, close it, lean. Okay, so you are straightening your spine and give support, and then your hand, now your palm is facing your left side or your west side, okay, and then your left hand, your left arm also facing your left side, and you leave a little room for your vision so you can still see, so you're not blocking your view, okay? And this is too low, so it must be above your eyesight. And this is a guarding position, okay? And make sure you are not lifting up your shoulder. You are relaxing your shoulder and try to turn it, lifting up your arm without pulling up your shoulder, okay? So that's 玉女穿梭，右玉女穿梭，or Fair Lady works as subtle right, and then 手揮琵琶, you sit up straight again and bring both hands together, and now this time your right hand is front hand. Okay, and we did the 右玉女穿梭, and now is the 左玉女穿梭, which is the Fair Lady works as shuttle left. Just think. So again, it is same as the wild horse, separates the manes, lean forward, and again when you close your hands, now it is like this. At your front left, turn your hip, sit up straight, and turn your hip again, lean to your front right, front left, sorry. And then when you turn your hip, you turn your wrist and push to your right side. Okay, so this was original, and then 手挥琵琶, and then 左玉女穿梭. You're leaning to your a little on the front, and your hips turn to your front right, and again you are pushing your hands, the palms at the right side, and you leave some room for your vision. So, and your lower hand should be about your height of the chest. So this goes to the chest, okay, and protects you and hit your opponent in the chest. Okay, so do it again from 2分鐘 sit up straight and close your hands. In and close your hands, turn the hip, sit up straight, turn the hip, in, and then when you turn your hip, you turn your wrist. Okay, and then sit up straight, become so Hui Pi Pa, lowering your hands, turn your hip, sit up straight, turn your hip, sit up straight, and turn. Okay, always leave a room for vision, and you're not pulling up your shoulder, you're sinking your shoulder. And okay, just talk a little about sinking shoulder. Let me show you my shoulder, how I do it. Okay, so many people, when you lift up your shoulder, lift up your arm, you do like this, and notice that your muscles is here, pulls up. Okay, and we don't want that in Tai Chi Chuan. So see my joint here. Okay, when we don't want to lift up our shoulder, just when you pull up your arm, imagine that this as your center point of your movement. In fact, it is your shoulder joint. Okay, so when you lift up your arm and see how I'm not pulling my shoulder because I'm turning by this point. And if you want to lift up, many of us actually before I practice Tai Chi Chuan, when I lift up my arm, I always consider this as my, if I do a circle, it acts like the center of my circle. So when I lift up my arm, okay, I do that and I lift up my shoulder. And in fact, if you focus your center of your movement at this point, you see a difference of my arm. Even when if I turn my arm, so I'm not doing this. Okay, if I turn my arm, I'm not doing this. I lift up my shoulder. And if I turn my shoulder like this, I turn my arms like this, I'm not lifting up my shoulder at all. See a difference? Okay, so this is why stretching is important, because when your fascias or muscles are so tight and you are unable to turn, so the art of Tai Chi Chuan is stretching. So keep this concept in your mind and you should be doing good in your Tai Chi Chuan. Okay?